and welcome to M. Claire's Yoga Inspired Flow. Today I'm going to do a Vinyasa Yoga flow with you. It's going to be a deep stretch, flexibility, mobility style flow. So I really want us to get into those muscles, allow them to release any tension that we may have, and also allow us to feel really good and flexy and stretchy at the end of it. With that being said, let's start at the back of our mat in a child's pose, and just let's ease on into it. So sink your arms down, sink your chest in between your legs, reach your forehead towards the floor. Take some deep breaths here, and let's set an intention for our practice. We want to be able to, really get into those muscles. Allow not only the tension in our body, but the tension in our mind to also release. So this is a really good time to set the intention to release all tension throughout the body, the mind, and to also allow yourself to be present and engaged in this practice for this short amount of time so that you can feel rejuvenated and great throughout every aspect of your life. And then we're going to reach over towards the left side. You can place your left hand on top of your right, and then I want you to sink down your hips down towards the right side, getting a deeper stretch down the right side of your body. And you just play with this here. Move your hands a little further, whatever feels good for you, just to really deepen that stretch. Then come on back up. Let's sit in the middle. Deep inhales and exhales. You can move slightly back and forth, rocking the hips. And then come on over, placing your left hand on top of your right. And then the same thing again, moving to wherever it feels good and dropping the hips towards the left. Breathe through any uncomfortable areas, just really deep breathing throughout this, just allowing any tension to dissipate. And then come on back into the center again. You can open your legs a little wider and sink your chest all the way down to the floor, placing your forehead on the mat. Then I want you to take hold of your hands, put them into prayer position or interlacing, and you're going to put them over the back of your head to get deeper into the triceps. Onto your knees, sit back, interlace your hands, and then try and reach your knuckles down towards the back of the mat. Really pushing through your chest. You can look up, you can also move your neck side to side, just be careful. You can tuck your chin, Then look back up again. Like I said, side to side as well, whichever feels good. Then we're going to come on over with our hands reaching towards the floor. And then come slightly up and lean your hands towards the left, looking up towards the right side. Then come on back to the center, change sides, look towards the left, take your arms towards the right. Come on back to the center, come over the top again. Then come on up, reach those knuckles towards the floor again, look up towards the ceiling, breathe through it, then come on up, take your left hand towards your right knee, we're going to do a nice spinal twist here, and look over your right shoulder, lengthening your spine. Come on back, change sides, placing your hand on your left knee and looking over your left shoulder. Then come on forward, come into tabletop. Just move your hips side to side into your hip joint. Getting some mobility and movement. You can deepen it and go all the way down if that feels good. And then come down and look over your right shoulder, and then sink your hips and look over your left. Two more times, and last one. Come on back into our tabletop. Let's do some cat-cows. Look up towards the sky, tilt your tailbone, then tuck your tailbone and bring your chin towards your chest. Push through your hands, really round the top of your spine. And then look back up. Also do a little movement back and forth here as you tuck and push through and round. Just move, rocking a little bit back and forth, which also opens up the wrists. And then this time you can come all the way back to your heels, tuck the tailbone, push through your hands and drop down into our upward facing dog. And then push back, round the spine, and drop into our cobra or upward facing dog, wherever you are, and you can lift your thighs off if that feels good. Back into our tabletop. I want you to extend your left arm, extend your right leg, find your balance, engage your core. Hold it here. Nice straight arms and legs. Make sure you haven't, got anything behind you. And we're just going to tuck in, hold it here. Kick back out. Bring it in, extend. So really touching that knee to the elbow if you can. Extend, and as it comes in, really engage your core and push through your hand. more. And watch your balance, find your drishti spot, which is your focal point to help you. Last one, hold it here. And we're just going to pulse. Little pulses up and down. Really working on our glutes. Point that toe, keep going. Last 5. And hold it here. Back down. Move your hips side to side again. And then let's do it on the other side. Extend your right arm and your left leg. Hold it here. Breathe. Find that focal point. And then bring your knee to your elbow. Extend. Keep it going. Make sure you've got nice length in your arms and the legs and the spine. Last 2. Last 1. Hold it here. Then we're going to do the little pulses again. Small movement, but very effective. Point that toe. Last 5. And last 1. Back to our tabletop. Tuck our toes and let's push up into our downward facing dog. Pushing through our hands. Really lengthening our tailbone, pushing it up and bringing our chest in between our hands. Breathe it here. Really deep inhales and exhales, which helps you to release the muscles if they're a bit tight as well. Just breathing through it. And try and just relax into these poses. Here we're going to touch our knees, extend. So we're coming into a bear position and then back into downward facing dog. But here we're actually touching very slightly with our knees onto the floor. Engaging your core as you come forward. Keep going. Let's do last 3 now. Last 1. Push back. And then we're going to come forward and actually hover in our bear position. Hold it here, engage your core. I want you to try and touch opposite hand to opposite shoulder with your knees slightly off the ground. Engage your core. And really try not to move too much so your abdominals and your quads are doing all the work. Last 3 on each side. Last 1. Push back, downward facing dog. Breathe here. Then come forward into our plank. Let's hold our plank here. If you want to, you can come down onto your knees, but we're going to do 5 chaturanga push-ups. Forward, nice and slow. Push back up. Do it controlled. Last 1. Push back up, hold it here. Then roll over onto our side plank. You can either extend your arm in front, keep it on your hip,
up in the air, whatever feels good. Here we're going to do some dips. Come down. If you'd like to, you can also make this a little more challenging. So you're going to push up, reach your hand in front, and dip down, touching your hand towards your knee, and push back up again. Use whichever variation feels best for you. Really working on our obliques, but also adding the strength, the stretch as well. Getting deep into the sides of our body. Last 3. Last 1. Come back into our plank. Hold it here. Here we're going to bring your same knee to same elbow. Crunch in. Try and bring it as high up your arm if you can. So either to your elbow or further up your tricep. Engaging your core. Last 5. Last 2. Last 1. Through our chaturanga. Upward facing dog. Hold it here. And then push back. Downward facing dog. Step your right foot forward into high lunge. Take a few breaths here. Keep a really nice, straight, long back leg. I'm just going to touch the floor with our knee and extend again. Also adding length as well as building muscle at the same time. Last 3. Hold it here. Then we're going to pivot round into our Skadasana. And you're going to hold either in prayer position or hands on the floor, whichever is best for you. Use your right arm to push out to your right knee. You can do a deeper stretch here if it feels good. And you can add a bind. Looking up towards the sky. Come out of it. Back into prayer. Then we're going to Skadasana to the back of the mat. And do exactly the same again. Hold it here. Use your left hand to push out your left knee. Try and get that deeper stretch. And if you'd like to, place your left hand on the floor and add that nice twist. And you can also add the bind if that feels good. Looking up towards the ceiling. Flexing our toes on the extended leg to get deeper into the hamstring and the calf. Come on back out. Back into prayer position. Then we're going to come into a high lunge at the back of our mat. Hold it here. And the same again, we're going to do the knee touches. So touch your knee and extend, pushing your heel back towards the back of the room to deepen that stretch. Keep going. Last 5. And last 1. Hold it here. And you're going to step back into your plank. Come on over onto your left side. You can stack your legs or have one leg just in front of each other, whichever is best. And here we're going to do the dips again. Either extend your arm out and hold it here towards the back of the room. Have it up in the air on your hip you can also increase by reaching the arm forward and then dipping down, touching the thigh or the knee, and then coming back up again. Do whichever variation is best for your body. Keep going, you're doing a great job. Last 3. Last 1. Come back into our plank. Let's hold our plank here. We're going to do our 5 chaturanga push-ups again. Coming down. Like I said before, you can also do it on your knees if that's easier. In this position, whichever is best for you. And let's do them slowly. Really getting into those triceps. Last 1. And then through our chaturanga, upward facing dog. Push back, downward facing dog. Step forward with our left foot. And come into that Skidasana. We're going to Skidasana a few times on each side. Do it at your own pace. And don't do it too fast. And last 1 to the front. Into the high lunge. Step back into plank. Through our chaturanga. Upward facing dog. And push back into our child's pose. Take a breath here. And let's tuck our toes. Push up into our downward facing dog. You can either walk, step, jump, but we're going to find our way to the center of our mat. Coming forward. We're going to hold our knees here. We're just going to roll up and down to add some mobility into our spine. And then push up. And then slowly roll down 1 vertebra at a time. And just stay in this position before you go fully down. Your toes should just come off the floor. Really pulls and lengthens through your back of your spine, which feels really good. You're sort of sitting on your tailbone. And then roll fully down. Straighten your left leg. Bring your right knee in. Give it a slight rock, back and forth. And once you get hold of either behind your knee, your calf, or whatever feels good, we're just going to do a nice one-legged stretch here. And if you'd like to deepen this, get hold of your toe, and you're going to bring it out towards the side. Use your left hand to balance you. You want to make sure your hips are firmly on the mat. You can use your hand to pull it slightly up, your leg up. Find wherever you get the deepest stretch here. And then just breathe through it. When you're ready, carefully bend that knee and then extend again. And this time, take your left hand over your toes or on the opposite side of your foot, and you're just going to slightly bring that right leg over towards the left side. This is going to get into the glute and the IT band, giving that nice stretch here. Some of you might find this very painful. If you do, just hold further down your leg, not on your foot. And use your right hand to balance you. It's a very small movement, but it gets deep into those areas that if you're a runner or a hiker or very various different sports, you'll find this really does get very tight. This is a great one for releasing the tension. Then come on back and squeeze that right knee in. Give it another rock. You can add some circles here if that feels nice as well. Go one way and then the other. Change sides. And then change legs. Bring your left knee in. Give it a little rock. And then get hold of wherever feels good on your leg. I have a hamstring injury. I'm sure if you've seen my videos I've said about it. So I can't get as deep a stretch on this side on my left. So just listen to your body and do whatever feels good for you. And when you're ready, get hold of your toe or the side of your foot and bring your leg out to the side. And same again, use your right arm to balance you. Keep your hips square on the mat. And just like I said before, deep inhale and exhales and breathe through those tight areas and help the muscles to release. And come on back up. And then get hold of whatever feels comfortable with your right hand, either the side or your toe or further down. And just bring it slightly across towards the right side so you can get that deep stretch all the way down into your IT band. You can also lift your head if it feels easier or keep it on the floor. And come on back up. Bring your knee in. Do those little circles one way and then change direction just to add movement into the hip joint, bit of fluidity into there, get rid of any stiffness and change direction. And then squeeze it in. Then come on up, and what you're going to do is you're going to come forward onto your knees. You're going to cross over your right knee over your left, and you're just going to sit back wherever feels comfortable. Try and stack your knees, and you're going to come and get hold of your feet, and you either lean over them like this, or use your hands, or come down onto your forearms. Find whichever position feels good for you. You want to really feel it getting into your glutes. You can tuck your chin in. You can play around with it, moving slightly back and forth. Rock your hips slightly forward and back. Whichever bit gets, or whichever way gets the deepest and opens your body up the most. Do that for you. Then if you can also add that twist. So place your left hand on the floor. You're just going to twist around looking over your right shoulder. Then come on back. Change sides. Take your left knee and take your left knee, cross it over the top of your right, stack your knees and then sit back. Like I said, find the bit which is best for your body. So if that's holding onto your feet and leaning forward, or tucking your chin in, or adding movement, whichever way feels good, or coming down onto your forearms. Choose whichever position is best. Our bodies all hold tension in very different areas, so different poses will feel good for some and not for others. So listen to your body. That's a nice thing about Vinyasa Yoga, is that it's all about learning our own bodies and learning what feels good for us as individuals. And then honouring that, and then making sure that we listen, and we take ourselves to the edge, but we don't want to hurt ourselves, so that we can get all the benefits of stretching, deepening, flexing, mobility, all of the benefits that we get from Vinyasa Yoga flows. Like I said, you can also tuck your chin in and move your hips back and forth. And then let's add that twist to the opposite side. Then come on back, under your legs, come to the centre of the mat, roll down one vertebra at a time, and let's come into our final position, Shavasana, where you extend your legs and your arms, bring them down to the side of you. Take a few deep inhales and exhales here. You can move your body a little bit, give it a bit of a shake. Find the most comfortable position, and then just let everything relax. When you're ready, bring your knees towards your chest, and you can interlace your arms and hold your elbows. Do a big, big squeeze, rock side to side. You can do a long stretch, and then roll to one side and meet me in the center of your mat in an easy position. I hope you enjoyed this nice Vinyasa Yoga flow today. I hope it got deep into your muscles, allowed you to release that tension, but also not just the tension in your body, but also in your mind. You know, if you've had a lot of stress in your life, it's really good to be present, get onto your mat, and allow yourself just to let that tension disappear, so that you can gather your thoughts, your body's moving at the same time, you're allowing that to de-stress as well, and by doing so, it just enables you to have a clearer mind, and you can move forward in a direction, choosing the right way, instead of, you know, when we're all tense and we've got a lot of stress in our mind, what we find is that we don't always choose the right method to, or the right coping mechanisms, whatever it is, we don't always follow the right one. Whereas when we allow ourselves to take that time to breathe, to get into our muscles, to allow all those thoughts that we've got, the racing mind, just to slow down, it really does help us find better solutions and choose better methods in order to cope with the stress. If you did enjoy this Vinyasa flow today, please like and subscribe and leave me a comment below, and I'll make some more content just like it. Have a wonderful day. Thank you so much.